A Spartan does not train for comfort, nor does he chase easy wins. A Spartan conquers the hard path. Neogenesis family, this is Delta, phase 2 of the Spartan warrior system. And if you've been here since the beginning, you already know the deal. If you're new here, welcome to the battlefield. Check out the full Spartan series down below. Let's get right into it. Snatch-Grip Deadlifts, 5 heavy reps. I've got 315 loaded. That wide grip forces your lats, traps, and upper back to stay locked in. Right into pull-ups. 8 reps, full aim, controlled tempo. You're not kipping, you're not swinging. Pull-ups build that warrior frame from the top down. Next up, we're curling straight into overhead presses with the Swiss bar for 8 reps. This bar will save your wrist, but this move will punish your arms and shoulders. Curl it with control and press straight up. This is where brute force meets coordination. Don't rush it. Weapons are useless without control. This builds both. Now, we're into the fire. Bulgarian split squats. 10 reps per leg. I'm using 40 pounds dumbbells here. Set your back foot on a bench or platform, keep your chest tall, and drop straight down. You want your front knee tracking over your toes and then your back knee just above the ground. If you're tipping or struggling, drop the weight. Control the descent. Drive through the hill. Focus on form and push through the burn. In the end, we will be judged not by how easy the path was, but by how relentless we were in walking it. Now, to the fun part, pistol squats. I took a 45-pound plate to start, and you can see in my face that it was a serious challenge. Plant your heel, extend the opposite leg, stay tall and lower with control. Reposition yourself if needed. Balance is key here, so try to keep your arms extended with the plate. If you need to scale it down, use a box or assist with a band. Ooh yeah! For the final move, toes to bar, 10 reps. My leg felt like rocks at this point, but we've got to finish strong. You can try knee tucks with a dumbbell if this is too advanced, but remember, progress comes from building your way up with intent, and before the glory comes the grind. And just like that, we're done. Nope. We're just getting started. Back to the bar with deadlifts. Wide grip, set your lats. Try to hinge and rip with control. Switch right into pull-ups. Keep up the momentum and squeeze at the top. You might feel like slowing down, but this is where the growth begins, so keep it up. On to the curl and press, going for 8 clean reps. Stay tight, curl strong, and press even stronger. Breathe out on the press, don't fold under fatigue. If you don't have a Swiss bar, do it with dumbbells and go heavy. Bulgarian split squats. I know a lot of people hate this move. They avoid it at all costs, but if you want to be a warrior, you need to do what others are not willing to do. Remember, if it were easy, everyone would be strong. This move strengthens each leg individually, and it will improve your balance and mobility. What does that mean in Spartan terms? More control, more power, less less excuses. Pistol squats. This move will unboil you and expose weakness, which is exactly why we do it. Don't skip this move. Instead, reset, tighten up. You only get better by doing the hard things. Last but not least, toes to bar trains your core to resist extension, strengthen the hip flexor, stabilize your pelvis, all of which are crucial for heavy lifting and athletic movement. This isn't just abs, it's spinal control under load. Made it this far? We're not stopping now. Take a breath, take a break, and get back to work. Suffering has an important role to play in order to become a better version of yourself. You need to suffer, you need to feel some type of pain, and you need to push through it. You need to push past it. If you let it stop you, you will always stay the same version of yourself. But if you're ever willing to push further, you will be reaping a lot of results. This is where I'm trying to take you guys, in a place where the burn is so harsh, everything seems to be hard, but as you go through every round, you are proud of yourself, you feel better, you feel like you've accomplished something that was not comfortable, that was taking you out of your comfort zone, but you still did it. My definition of strength definitely changed over the course of, the past few years. Being strong for me was only something related to rough stuff, tough stuff. But sometimes, strength is a quality that could be shown in a lot of different things. Being strong muscularly is something, but at the same time, I admire some people who can show some strength in hard times and in different ways. Where you need to draw the line between intensity and ego is really when you know where your limit is. You kind of go close to it, you push it, but you also know where to restrain yourself in order to be able to come back the next day, push as hard, and even go beyond what you thought was your limit before. So yes, it's important to have an ego, but it's also important to be able to put an harness on it sometimes, just tell that ego that great things takes time. I do think that more and more people know what discipline costs, mainly because of internet. It's easier to have a better version of what discipline is supposed to be than it used to be before. Before, someone who seemed to be motivated could be considered disciplined. But now, those two things are closely related, but they're not the same. You could be motivated, but not disciplined. But the opposite cannot happen. Discipline is definitely a level beyond motivation. Being disciplined is showing up every day, no matter what. Distracted, sad, happy, on Christmas Day, on the best day, as well as on the worst ones. I would say being disciplined is really the difference. Obviously, being disciplined in the gym is only one thing. You could go and have a beautiful physique, but on the other hand, if you're not handling your day-to-day life properly, that doesn't mean nothing. So I would say discipline is definitely something that you need to show in a lot of different areas in your life. It's not only about being strong, fast, athletic. It's also about being a disciplined person in every little box that you need to check in your life in order to be a decent, or even, let's say, a great human being. Discipline should be the basic, it should be the foundation, it should be the essence of your character. Show me a successful person that is not disciplined. It's pretty hard to find. Discipline goes number one in order to be a successful person. So if this is something you're struggling with, I'm with you, because there are certain areas that I am also trying to improve in my life that will require some level of higher discipline coming from me. And I know I am the only one who can get my boat to shore. No one's gonna be there to push me. No one's gonna be there to go the extra mile in order for me to achieve what I want to achieve. I need to put in the work. I need to put one step ahead of the other. If I don't, I cannot be sitting around and complain about how my life is not the way I want it to be. And I've understood that. No one is coming to save me, and I'm not gonna speak for your life. But I do believe that if there's a savior coming, he probably wears the same clothes as you do. He probably has the same name as you do. Probably has the same ends as you do, and the same life as you do. The only difference between this savior and yourself is that this savior is willing to put in the work, put in the hour, put in the effort. Other than just making a video here, I'm trying to reach all of y'all. I don't know who you are personally. I don't know where you live. I don't know from what type of technology you're watching my video, but if you do, I really appreciate you. I really feel empowered by the fact that some people are paying attention to what I'm doing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not just doing it for the views and, you know, inflate my own head. I'm really trying to share with you some type of wisdom I've learned, and at the same time trying to make it interesting for all of y'all. But I'm conscious that, you know, in this world, in order to grab attention, you need to do some sorts of circus. But I'm keeping it simple, I'm keeping it real. That's just who I am. I've been like that for the past 15 years, and I don't intend on changing. So I would do it despite the cameras. I would do it if there was no cell phone, no social media. And I've been, you know, when I was younger, sometimes some people would tell me, "Oh, Tommy, you're too muscular, you should stop, you should stop." And I was only in high school at that time, but I'm glad I did not. And now that we are all so connected with the world, I do see that there's lots of people like me. I'm not alone. And I'm talking to those people who are just like me, trying to get better. I want to share with you my experience of it, because at some point I did feel alone, but those days are over now. We're together, strong, tall, resilient, and we're not about to stop anytime soon. You can see at this point I'm really tired, but it was worth it. Those are exactly the type of workouts that I'm talking to you about, where pain is written in red in your head, but you need to keep pushing. And for someone like me, I don't like to look weak, but I do like to get to this point where I have to put my own hands on my knees and tell myself to get up to the bar again, and almost counting my reps by groups of 2, so it seems easier. Like I'm not counting from 1 to whatever reps I'm doing. I'm like 1, 2, 1, 2, and then from there I just do the math and stop when it's time to stop. Hey, if this broke you, rebuild. If it revealed weakness, respect that and sharpen it. This was just the beginning of Delta. The Spartan Warrior system continues. Stay with us, like the video, subscribe, and if you want to train with us, get the full program in the description. Strength is forged in iron, but it's discipline that keeps the blade sharp.